Just had some junk food, one of the most poisonous food that you can get on the market, uh, made in China with nice pictures on it. You think that you eat that healthy stuff, that like the mushrooms and you see the meat. You think that you eat that, but you have to read. You have to read. But actually, it's in the pot here: potato starch, flour, gluten, vegetable oil, modified potato starch, salt, acidity regulator. Okay, it's already started with chemicals. Maltodextrin, chili powder, soybean paste powder, malt syrup, vegetable oil, mushroom extract, color E150A. Uh, Actually, it's not too bad. Where is the MSG? The heck? Where is the MSG? I thought I was going to poison myself with some stuff, but uh, I just grabbed this one from a Chinese food store, and I thought, okay, I need to give myself some dopamine and reward myself for not eating pork and beef for some time, and actually, it's not too bad. Only two chemicals that are hard to pronounce. Um, in this noodle thingy. Anyways, the scientist glasses are meant to convince you that I know what I'm talking about. The way the scientists record themselves with a big wall full of diplomas. I had a supervisor who had 5, 6 diplomas, or no diploma, like the piece of papers on the wall, like a certificates, training, this and that, courses and stuff. He always asked questions how to do this and how to do that, and I was thinking, why the heck he has those certificates and trainings or whatever. I don't know. I don't care about the papers, but why he have this one posted on the wall next to his desk while he is not really good at what he is doing in this particular job. But some people love to hunt for titles and stuff. Anyways, so I'm going to talk about diets, the emotions, and how you can change your body. So first, you need to think a little bit differently. If you think that you are your body, then that's a very limited information through your five senses, and it's only what you see. And if you are a small guy, you look at yourself and you have a reference point, some big guy playing basketball on TV, and you think, oh, I'm so small, I'm so insignificant, look at that big black guy, you know. And it's very common through among the males, I mean the men, when they use reference point about the size of their penis. And lots of people in a low level world who define their lives through, I don't know, muscle power, sexual activity and stuff. So it is not much about being spiritual or emotional or loving people. It's all about being the man. And that puts those people into the lower world, world of surviving, because sex is part of the survival. And power, force is same thing when compared to love and caring for other people, uh, teaching people. That's a different spiritual level. So those men, since they are defining themselves through this sex and power, they need to have some reference points, and generally they are set by someone else, and they always talk about some big black guy with a long, big penis, and it makes them feel weak, insignificant, because they have this element to compare with. The big black guys or the porn actors, and that's not only limiting this man from thinking bigger or thinking that they have more power, but give them an emotional distress. Same thing with women. If they look at, if they are part of this low level thinking world, um, they generally seek a reference point to compare themselves with someone, or someone else is setting a reference point for them. And it starts when they are a teenager or even younger than that. The girls are being told about princesses, about beauties and stuff. And they grow up with this type of complex of inferiority. And if I look at this average woman or below average woman, they all have some sort of a role model, some beauty, who won some beauty contest. But you know, if you are a little bit higher, spiritually higher, you know, all those beauty contests, they are some chicks who are so dumb. They are being used. They are being used by this contests organizers, and they take advantage of the desire of those women to compete for beauty, to show off their body. So nothing wrong with showing, but if they are thinking themselves that they are defined by the body, that's their limit, and they are very limited. So yeah, a body that is probably in a harmony, or it's good looking for our ways of thinking, um, symmetrical, nice feature, round feature, whatever, healthy looking body. Um, it's in that shape maybe for 5 6 years, 10 years maybe. Then it changes and it follows the normal process of aging. But those, they focus their mind and emotions on taking care of the body, and after this period of 10 years or something is gone, because they are not very smart, they end up being broke or sad or depressed or doing drugs and stuff. So that's a very common pattern. The wise ones, they know, like, hey, I'm taking advantage of my body for these years, and I put some money aside, and later I invest or something. So those are a little bit higher because they think that the life is more complex than just being a body. So if you think that you are just a body, like I said, you limit yourself. So what you do, you think that your mind is not the brain. The brain is just an organ, part of your machine, your body, and is processing the information through the five senses, and it helps you to create a virtual reality, or a reality that you think that is real for you. For an alien, it's a different reality. For president of a country, different reality. They live different experiences, and their biological body is different, and so the way they feel through their genetics, their body composition, life is different. So if you think that you are bigger than the body in term of intelligence, intellect of the brain is one thing, but also wisdom, and you are a pack of data which is bigger than the body itself. If you think that way, then you already get some powers, make you feel more significant than someone else made you to feel. Um, if we knew that God is an entity like an alien, a little alien, maybe 2 3 meter tall, uh, if you knew that this alien created the whole world, then most people on the planet would use a reference point, a size of a human body compared to this God, and automatically they would think this God is like, yeah, it's another alien or it's a human. Yeah, he's very smart. It's like, wow, he created the whole program, virtual reality, or the whole world, the whole universe. How he did, I don't know. We have some proof because we have some scientists who figured that this little creature, but because we have in our minds, we have the idea that the reference point is another body, another humans we compare with, then we tend to think that this God is okay. Yeah, some dude who got some tools and created my world, created my genetics. The ramen seems that gives me some burping. Um, ramen. Um, but it's good not to know how big is God and not to compare God to anything else. So not have a reference point for God. Same thing. If you have a reference point for your mind, then you know, oh yeah, it's it's the brain. It's already you compare yourself with some based on the size of your head or the weight of your brain or something, and you think, oh yeah, I must be stupid. Then you tell yourself, yeah, I'm stupid because my head is so small, right? But it's good not to know that your mind, which is it's different than the brain, your mind, it's an energy, a cloud of energy that is controlling this body. And it's good not to know. I know more than I explain here, but for the purpose of this video is, and for the purpose of building powerful emotions about who you are, it's good not to know who created the universe. And I mean, it's okay to get an idea, so you get a feeling of gratitude and respect. Those are a good feeling to have. But to have an exact science about your mind and about your energies and about your powers is probably better not to know at this point, especially when you want to start building powerful emotions that gives you a feeling that you have power to lose weight. So that's the start you should use, like the starting point you should use in your journey. Otherwise, you think you try this and that, try diet, try doctors, tried methods, read forums, read opinions, and it's a useless fight, and you give up, of course, because who gives up? Eh? The weak. The weak always give up, and the weak and the hopeless. But you need to set your mind in a way that you think you are powerful, and all this cloud of energy, your mind, changes all the times. And if it changes the mind, it changes the body. And how it works, and this is, it might sound like sort of a metaphysics. If you're looking for a clear answer, give me that fucking method. How I want to get slim by next month or something because I want to hook up with some dude at the office. Or, I don't know. If you want that practical advice, bye bye. This is for deeper thinkers. Deeper thinkers tend to see the world a little bit differently, and they understand what's the process and they understand what's going on. Otherwise, you just take a recipe, and you want to obtain the same cake. But remember, you are unique. Your background is unique. Your uh, childhood is unique. Your emotional baggages are unique. So everything is unique about you. And if you think that you are unique, then in your case, you need a unique strategy to lose weight. But I'll give you some sort of a rough ideas, and I'll try to minimize the length, the duration of the recording. But still, I need some of this junk while it's hot and spicy and tasty, freaking tasty. You should not do that. Listen to the priest, but never do what the priest does in his private time. I'm quite positive the priest is not going to have sex with the hookers on the street, but I think it was kind of spicy. Okay, but it's very tasty. And so if you know that you're unique, you need unique strategies, but it's only you can build unique strategies because every time you go to a diet, that's a recipe. And you expect that recipe to work for everyone. And you think that if they put it on the TV, that must be good. If they sell it somewhere, that must be good. So I try this and try that because they have this marketing strategy. Some people who have very good sales pitch selling you their method, that being the best and most efficient, and you fall for that because you are set to fall for that. So when you go to shop for this diets, or maybe you stop by a TV commercial, at that time your mind ports are open, the ports of communications related to this type of information. So when you go shopping for a car, the salesperson knows that because saw your drive and you stop by the parking lot, the sales car sales or the dealership parking lot, and the salesperson is sniffing. Okay, oh yeah, I see her drive or his drive or getting that big truck. Okay, so they know that you are open, and now if your channels of communication with the salesperson related to that topic are fully open. It's like, let's say, someone at the pub is going there to hook up to have some sex. Okay, she goes there, put some makeup to send out some signals, and the guy who goes there for the same purpose have the mind channels of communication for sex fully open, and it's very easy for the two to connect because they have this desire, and they connect and they interact with the mind then with the body. Same thing with car sales, or when you go shopping hungry. When you go shopping while hungry, your channels of communication for that information are very open. That's why any type of packaging like this one get into your mind right away. So when I went shopping for junk food, I was hungry. That was like an hour ago. I was hungry. I stopped by a Chinese food store and I knew. I've been there only once before, and I knew they only have a couple of fresh items, or fresh, like some veggies and some fish. Everything else is chemical based, preservatives and junk and junk and junk and junk. Like 3/4 of the store is all junk made in China, and poisonous junk. And I was hungry and I read the label what it is, and I knew it, but I didn't read the ingredients, and I was okay to get some junk food. I expected some chemicals in it, some poisonous stuff. I said, yeah, once in a blue moon, so I'm going to reward myself with some tasty stuff. I wanted actually a soup, a hot soup today. I felt like the cold is coming. I want a hot soup, and but now I see it's not too poisonous. And but in most cases, you go by the marketing. Same thing. You go at the pub if you're into that game. You go at the pub, you see a chick dressed into some aggressive colors, or some putting up some signs like expressing uh, some signals, or signaling out what she really wants, was the purpose of being at the pub. and you do the same thing. You just look at the commercial. I mean the package. You don't look in the package. You can't open the package in the pub. You need to take the package home, and you see the nice packaging, and you think, "Ooh, I'm hungry. My mind is open." So same thing with the diets. So I go around in my talks. I go around because this is who I am. I'm not going to change to please impatient people. So those diets are like a cookie cutter type, like made for the average. Yeah, and some people might lose some weight, may have some success, which keeps that diet on the market for a couple of years. But later, like a few years later, all these who lost weight, they go back. But the diet marketers and creators, they all made their money and they moved on. They say, oh yeah, we sold some diet to the suckers, and okay, not my problem. I got paid. Good luck. But having a knowledge about who you are helps you to customize a diet or a lifestyle or a system that helps you reverse. So those are the basic stuff that the diet creators never tell you. They tell you, you know what, this is my product. This is going to make you happy. This is the car I'm selling. It's look at these drivers on my commercial. It's like big smiles, you know. They take this car off road. They take this car high speed, whatever the purpose the car is made for, and see how happy they are. Same thing with diets. You see this. These models there recorded in a picture with like 50 kilos more and showing some pants. That's very classic. So showing pants, you see, oh yeah, now those pants are too wide, too big for me. And so that's their trick to get you into buying their diet, because they are not cheap. The diets, it's either you buy their food, because they fool you into thinking that you don't need to exercise. And who are the target, the naive, the suckers who fall for that? The ones who don't want to move their body. And why that? I'm telling you one of the main answers, like the secret ingredient. The mind that is suffering is always looking for a pleasurable experience. I mean, we all seek pleasure and we run away from pain, unless we were wrongly programmed as kids to enjoy pain. So that's another type of mind programming that's a bit fucked up, but some parents manage to do that. That's why you see some people who loving to get hurt, because they get pleasure out of it. It's not because they don't have sensors for pain or sensation of pain. Yeah, they do. But in their brain, it's different associations. It's a link to pleasure. Oh, it's a music from the phone system. Um, but normal people run away from pain. And people who have emotional trouble, especially those who suffer of trauma in the past, they do anything possible to run away from pain or any type of discomfort, like a bodily discomfort, especially those who suffer the body trauma. Those are prone to this type of stuff. If you tell them, you know, you need to move your body, you need to go to the gym, they will say, you know what, yeah, this doesn't give me pleasure, like I'm not going to do it. So they will always look for these diets or secret ingredients or magic pills that help them lose weight without moving their body, because in their mind moving the body creates some discomfort. If you look at those achievers who want to go to the gym or want to climb the mountains, they do that often. Why? Because they get pleasure out of it. So hiking the mountain gives them some pleasure. Even it sounds weird, but yeah, they get good feeling. It's like that workout is because they condition the body to produce an emotional response that makes them feel good. So they feel good. They listen music. So you need to associate some pleasure. Let's say if it until you condition the body to ask for exercise. Till then, it's a bit of a struggle, especially when you haven't done that for a long time. So when you were a kid, you could not wait to get out of the house if you are an active kid and healthy kid to get out of the house and play in the rain, in the sleet, in the snow, doesn't matter, in the mud, because it was giving you pleasure. But over the years, something or somebody or society conditioned you to stay away from those, and either you picked up an office job that helped you to train or retrain your body to be more of a sedentary and not move, and when you want to start moving again because you have to or your mind desire that, the body is kind of aching. It's like, oh, you need to retrain the not only the muscle but also the neuronal connection in your mind with the body, and then you need to retrain the body to get some pleasure. uh, so that you need to use this type of tricks, like maybe listen some good music that while you do some workout at the gym or you go out for a walk, you get some pleasure. Or maybe go for a walk with a good friend or with a lover, uh, and share good stories, share experiences that intensify and amplify those emotions and get you some pleasure, some good feeling. Then you will get that desire of getting out of your house and calling your friend, or maybe taking the dog out for a walk and feeling good about the experience. So that's the way you build this type of body uh, system, body mind system, that together they please each other. So the body gives the mind some pleasurable experience, and the mind also takes the body out for a walk because the body wants that. So it's the mind, like I said, you're not the body. The mind has to work with the body in pair and help each other. But the mind take the decisions. So the body has its own intelligence. So the body, it's a very special, unique machine, has own intelligence to repair itself, to do that, to maintain itself, to ask you, to signal you when it's hungry, when thirsty, when to go pee and do stuff. Uh, but the decisions, the main decisions about stuff, how you use this horse or this body, belong to the mind. And the mind that's suffering will take wrong decisions when it's about taking care of this big animal, the horse, or yeah. Uh, that's a sign of mind suffering, and could be, like I said, the childhood trauma or programming. And now, before I conclude this recording, this is just to give you hope that losing weight is possible, but you have to put some effort, and it have to be an effort that's pleasurable, effort that it's rewarding you. So you reward yourself with something every time you do something, but don't reward yourself with food, because some people got fed because of keeping because of rewarding themselves with food too often, in the search for pleasure, in the search for that feeling of dopamine. And generally, and I explained that on a different video, general comes from the lack of being loved or lack of loving selves, because, like I said, someone conditioned you to think that you are too small or too stupid, too insignificant. And if you don't get that love or feeling about yourself being more than the body and more than people think of you, then you grow up, or you live with this sense of poor or low self-esteem. and it's awful not to live, not to be loved. And lots of people don't get love. Why? Because they don't have this self-esteem. When they send out signals to the world who they are, like lack of confidence don't attract many people, right? So if you are programmed by the parents or by your bosses or by the society or by friends to think that you are stupid, you are a small person, small at as value, lack of um, self-esteem uh, keeps keep good people away, or powerful people, or valuable people away, because those people don't want to associate with losers. And if you feel and act like a loser, woman, guy, doesn't matter who you are, you will attract people like you, and you are stuck into a hole with low level people or poor people or low level thinking people, and it's very difficult for you to get out because you don't know the root cause. And that's the idea. You, if you know that you can do more, you can reprogram yourself. And quick thing, if you started to believe that the vaccine will save your life because someone told you that if you don't vaccinate you are going to die, now is your time to report my video to YouTube. uh, if you started to believe, it took how long it took you to agree with this type of belief? A year, less than a year, depends. So if it took 3 years, probably you're harder to convince. But if it took you 2 months and you agreed that you need to run to vaccinate, then that means you are very gullible. That's okay, but you can fool yourself into accepting a new method. If you are very stubborn and very hard to convince, also will take longer or more effort of yourself on your side to convince yourself that you are a reprogrammable person at the mind than the body. So you are programmable. You look at millions and millions of people who got programmed through the main method they were programmed through. In this case, it was fear. So a long time ago, the moms used to have a stick and use the fear in order to get the kid to do some chores, or maybe get the kid act up in a certain way. So that was the fear-based method. Other people convince you, or you can convince yourself through pleasure. Uh, like I said, rewarding yourself every time you do something. So I think that's a better approach. Uh, but now these days, the people at the top of political scene, they promote people freedom of speech, freedom of thinking, freedom of feeling, themselves in a free country, but at the same time they use fear methods or fear-based methods to convince you that you must do whatever they want you to do. So to me, it's kind of a hypocritical or something. Like they want to convince you that you have some freedoms here in these countries, but only the freedoms they want you to have, because it serves their interest to control your mind. But they never tell you, you know what, this is the way you love yourself. This is the way the parents should teach the kids to love themselves, to grow up as a powerful people. No, they don't want powerful people in a future generation, because the powerful people are not easily controllable. Right? So very hard to control a powerful person. But if you make everyone feel weak, and if you tell them that you are your body, I mean, I don't know, the government won't tell you that, but they will tell you by suggesting that you are limited to your body, because if you know more, if you know that you are more than that, then you you start feeling powerful. And Your bosses don't want that. Your company management don't want that. The local governments don't want that. So they use powerful people only if they agree with the agenda. So if you are a follower, probably you won't follow my suggestions here. You will follow someone else who have better marketing strategy to sell you a diet. But if you really want to try a diet and try to customize your own diet, then you need to learn how to know yourself, learn who you are, how powerful you are, trust and believe in yourself, and don't like and don't subscribe, because if you do, that means uh, you fell for my BS, which I just presented in this recording. And this is total BS. That's not true what I said. So if you subscribe or like this video, that's not good for you. So talk to you later. Bye bye. Maybe I'll come up with samples of custom diets that work for people. Who knows? Bye bye.